What is Maz going to do? Number 9. Back together and away again. Number 2. The Padawans are off on another mission, this time to Takodana to assist the lone Jedi defending the local Jedi temple against the ever-growing threat of the Nihil, but Court has trouble focusing when he comes face to face with his own past amidst new dangers and old allies. Here we go. Scroll. Takodana. It's so beautiful. Anyway, so Court is troubled because what's interesting is that Court used to live there. Maz is hanging out. She's cooking some tea. She's cleaning up. Wait a second. There's a knock on the door, a la Hagrid style. Hey, listen, we've got this kid. We don't really want him. There's reasons why. Look how cute that little guy is. And now we go back to the present. The Padawans arrive and Maz embraces Court and Sav embraces Court. And everybody's super happy to see them. The Masters go off to check out the perimeter. They come across these two characters here called Bareen and Sabata, who are Krill's sisters who have allegedly defected from the Nihil. Although Sav's like, yeah, sure you've defected from the Nihil. We're going to keep an eye on you because I don't really trust you. No big deal. She's real skeptical about it. We go back in time. Maz is like, hey, robot from The Force Awakens that's red and no longer yellow, can you take care of this baby? And the baby's like, yeah, let me just handle you real quick. Smash, crunch, crimp. So apparently this baby is super duper strong here. Mini quarters of terror. Now, we come back to the now. Zine is watchful of the Nihil. She's like, hey, I'm watching you. You better be careful because I don't trust you either. Maz and the Master Jedi remember, this is very interesting, the Battle of Jeddah more than a century ago. So again, nice little connection to Rogue One there, which I love. So they sort of chit-chat. They sort of get some ordnance here and get some weapons ready for the Nihil attack. We have a galactic data file on Maz's castle, and it shows us little details like a hyperwave transceiver, Maz's library and private museum, her quarters, private casinos, and then the Jedi Temple, which is something that we aren't too familiar with, right? We've got communications tower, kitchen and dining area, and the Jedi training area with the living quarters. So again, that's on the opposite side of the lake that we never got to experience in The Force Awakens. We go back in time. Maz is looking for the little guy, and he ends up finding a mask right in the basement. Sort of the same storage area that Rey found the lightsaber. So that's, again, a nice little callback, future callback to the sequel trilogy, which is always cool. Now, the probe, this little probe droid, click, blip, 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 blip. I'm going to put it under this cover, beep, and scampers away. So there's a thermal detonator set. This feels like a trap. Ships approach, and this Watto creature is hilarious. His name is Madoob, and he goes, what am I looking at? Tell me I'm looking like a baby Tordarin that doesn't know his blips from his blops from his Makubas. I love the way he talks. Well, I can see that. Okay, not a baby, a young small Tordarin who is just beginning to learn the meaning of things. Why did you call me here? Anywho's. Back in time, and then this is a little bit of a history lesson. We learn a little bit about why Court, who by the way is now super duper calm after getting the mask. And we find out why. His people are survivors. They live on this like land of crabs. They're called the Zav Aloks. And more or less, they send their young people out to battle a crab, like a gigantic crab, and they either die or they survive. And most of them take a mask to show that they have completed that ritual or trial. And then at the same time, they also notice that he has the Force abilities, and they end up calling Sav. Okay, back to now. Sav attacks Sabata, who was watching. Hey, I see you. Schlunk. They talk about her hat. Actually, this is an interesting question, right? Lula says, can I ask you a silly question? Sure. I was wondering, when we join the Jedi Order, we leave behind all the trappings of our families, our lives, our world. I was in an orphanage, so I don't have a family. You're wondering why I keep this hat. So this is, I guess, sort of a cultural thing, but she's like, listen, I like the hat. I don't have to really give up the hat, and it's great as a weapon. And she throws the hat and trips up the person here, so that's pretty cool. So the Nihil attacks. She detonates the bomb. Blip, blip, beep. Smash Cthulhu. And the Jedi Temple is sort of starting to crumble down. That Court Sav, anybody who's at that Jedi Temple, was caught in the blast. Oh boy. Caught in the blast.